Hello students, welcome to the biology class of 8. Dear students, in the previous video lectures, we discussed types of microorganisms, useful microorganisms and harmful microorganisms. In today's class, we are going to discuss preservation of food. Children, you should know that preservation of food is very necessary. Why? Because the microorganisms, like certain bacteria and fungi, make our food go bad. Food gets spoiled. And if we consume such spoiled food, it will lead to food poisoning. Moreover, it causes wastage of food. So, in order to prevent the food from spoilage, food preservation is very important. We can prevent the spoilage and contamination of easily spoilable food materials like milk, fruits, vegetables, meat, fish and cooked food etc. by proper methods or techniques of food preservation. Okay. Therefore, the process in which the food materials are given a suitable physical or chemical treatment to prevent their spoilage is called food preservation. Understand, children? There are various methods for preserving foods like sun drying, heating, cooling, deep freezing, addition of mustard oil and vinegar, use of special chemical preservatives, etc. Today, we will discuss the preservation of food by different methods by following examples. Look into the page 35. Here, we are going to discuss some methods of preserving food. Number 1. Preservation of food by sun drying or dehydration. Drying or dehydration means removal of water from food materials which are to be preserved. Sun drying or dehydration reduces the water content or moisture content of food materials and makes them dry. In the absence of moisture, the food does not get spoiled because the microorganisms which spoil food do not grow in dry food. Understand, children? Microorganisms cannot grow in food which is dry. Why? Because they need water for growing and multiplying. Understand, children? The vegetables like spinach, methi leaves, cauliflower and peas are preserved in our homes by the sun drying method. Okay. These dried vegetables can be stored safely for a long time and used whenever required. Understand? You must have heard about raisins or kishmish, isn't it, children? What are these raisins or kishmish? They are dried grapes. Understand, children? Open the page 36. Preservation of food by heating. Heating kills many microorganisms and prevents the food from spoilage. So, some foods can be preserved just by heating. Children, in your homes you must have seen, no, your mother boil the milk before giving you. Why? Because the food spoiling bacteria present in the milk gets killed. Understand? And the boiled milk remains good for longer time and it does not get sour quickly. Preservation of food by cooling or refrigeration. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microorganisms. Inhibits means restricts the growth of microorganisms. Understand? So, the food spoiling bacteria do not grow and multiply in cold conditions, having low temperature. Thus, when food is kept in cold places like that in a refrigerator, then the food does not get spoiled easily. It remains fresh for a much longer period. The food materials like milk, kneaded flour, cooked food, used fresh vegetables and fruits are kept in a cool place like refrigerator to prevent their spoilage. Preservation of food by deep freezing. Preservation of food by deep freezing means preservation of food by excessive cold at temperature much below 0 degree Celsius. Understand? Deep freezing of food can be done by placing it in the freezer compartment of our refrigerator or in special deep freeze refrigerators. Understand, children? When the food is kept in deep freezer, the food gets frozen. Okay? At the very low temperature in deep freezer, the growth of food spoiling microorganisms is prevented completely. Due to this, the frozen food remains unspoiled and fresh for long periods. Thus, food can be frozen in deep freezers and kept fresh even for months. These frozen food can be cooked and eaten whenever needed. Dear students, you must have observed in your houses your mummy preserve green peas by this method, isn't it? By deep freezing method, green peas can be used in summer months also. Isn't it, children? Yes. So, deep freezing method is used for the preservation of foods like meat, fish and their products, fruits and vegetables. Okay. Next is preservation of food by common salt. This is a very common occurrence, very common method which we found in our homes, isn't it, children? By using the common salt, what are preserved? Raw mangoes, lemon, isn't it? Yes. Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Understand? Actually, common salt prevents the growth of food spoiling microorganisms. Okay. Common salt is also used to preserve fruits such as raw mangoes, lemon and amla, okay, in the form of their pickles, and tamarind in the form of chutney. Isn't it, children? Preservation of food by sugar. This is another method of preserving food. Actually, sugar reduces the moisture content from the fruits, which inhibits the growth of microorganisms like bacteria, which spoil the fruits, etc. The fruits which are preserved in the form of jams and jellies by using sugar as preservatives are apple, ripe mango, orange, strawberry, pineapple and guava, etc. Understand? Open the page 37. Here we will discuss some more methods of food preservation. Preservation of food by mustard oil and vinegar. Mustard oil and vinegar are widely used as preservatives for the preservation of fruits and vegetables in the form of pickles. The use of mustard oil or vinegar prevents the spoilage of fruits and vegetables because food spoiling bacteria cannot live in such an environment. Understand, children? Some of the fruits and vegetables which can be spoiled easily are preserved in the form of their pickles by using mustard oil or vinegar. So, the fruits such as raw mango, amla and lemon are preserved by using mustard oil and vinegar in the form of their pickles. Okay? Next, preservation of food by using special chemicals as preservatives. There are certain chemicals which can be used for preserving food like sodium metabisulfite and sodium benzoate are used to preserve foods such as jams, jellies, juices and squashes. Okay, so as to save them from spoilage. And citric acid is used as preservatives in confectionery, that is sweets. Okay, children. These special chemicals kill the food spoiling bacteria, but they do not harm us. Okay, these chemicals are harmless chemicals. Next is the preservation of food by pasteurization. A French scientist named Louis Pasteur has given an excellent method of preserving food. This method is called pasteurization after his name. Okay, and this method of pasteurization used for the preservation of milk in big milk dairies. So milk is the main food which is generally preserved by this method of pasteurization. Okay, and the process which is involved in the pasteurization is process of heating followed by quick cooling. Understand? So how the milk is pasteurized in the factories? First, the milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds, okay, to kill most of the bacteria present in it. Next, this hot milk is cooled very quickly to a low temperature to prevent any remaining bacteria from growing further. Okay, so the theory behind the pasteurization is what? Process of heating followed by quick cooling. Okay, in this way the microorganisms are totally killed in the milk. Okay, and then this milk is stored in cold, that is in refrigerators. Okay, the great thing about this pasteurized milk is that it can be consumed without boiling because it is free from harmful microorganisms. Understand? Okay, children, you must have heard about Amul Milk Taja, Amul Milk Gold, isn't it? Actually, Amul is an Indian based dairy cooperative society based at Anand in the state of Gujarat. Okay, children. Next comes the preservation of food by packing in airtight packets. These days, dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in sealed, airtight packets to prevent the attack of microorganisms on them. This helps the dry fruits and vegetables to remain unspoiled for a longer time. Children, you must have seen many dry food packets in market, isn't it? Those airtight packets of this almonds, pistachio, dates, isn't it, children? Okay, so here we conclude the topic preservation of food and also complete the chapter microorganisms, friend and foe. Dear students, please go through the lesson thoroughly and also to the notes given to you topic wise. But stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you, children.